All right, good morning, everybody. Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. It's week 17 of the NFL. We're live here from Las Vegas, the most exciting city in the world. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a great Merry Christmas. Of course, again, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year's. Happy season's greetings. Happy Boxing Day. Happy Kwanzaa. Today, I believe, is actually Boxing Day. Wherever you are in the world, we're here in Las Vegas. It is beginning. It is beginning. It is beginning. We're going to be here for 3.5 hours today. NFL Live reaction. We're also going to be talking today about New Year's Eve in Las Vegas a little bit. Nowhere in the world better to celebrate New Year's Eve, so we'll be talking about that as well. Playoff implications abound. Pittsburgh wins today. They win the AFC North. We'll see if that happens. Carolina and Seattle, probably the best game of the early window today. Looking forward to seeing if the Carolina Panthers can keep winning. If Carolina wins today and Tampa loses, they would win the NFC South. Good morning, Tom. I hope you're ready for a fun week 17. I'm looking forward to watching the Bills and the Eagles and the Raiders and the Giants in the later cap today. One with playoff teams, the other first-round draft pick up for grabs, obviously. So we're looking forward to that. As always, please share your comments in the chat box and hit the like button for this video. Thank you so much to everybody, whether you watch this in live or the real time. Indianapolis is already at the 30-yard line. Houston winning yesterday 20-16 against the Chargers makes this a meaningless game for the Colts. Jaguars are still playing for playoff seeding, though, so that does have some meaning as well. Be interesting to see the Browns division road game for the Steelers today. Will the Browns find something today against the Steelers? I'm not sure about that, but Ravens winning yesterday against the Packers on the road. But the Steelers have to lose today for that Week 18 game between Baltimore and Pittsburgh to mean something. If somehow the Steelers were able to lose today to the Browns, my opinion, Sunday Night Football very much, probably Carolina, Tampa Bay, or Pittsburgh, Baltimore would be flexed into Sunday Night Football. I'm going to guess it's Pittsburgh, Baltimore, if Pittsburgh loses to the Browns today. But that will be a big ask, I think, today. So we'll see about that, though. See if the Browns division road game, anything's possible. Again, please like, please subscribe, please share it with everybody. And thank you, everyone, who's watching. Patriots are playing the Jets early today. Of course, Tom is watching in eagerness to see if maybe the Jets as a division road game can somehow upset the Patriots today. If that were to be the case, Buffalo and New England would be playing for first in the AFC East next week. So we'll have to see what happens in that regards. But that's basically what we're looking at in the early window today. Again, please feel free to like and comment and talk in the chat as always. Yeah, well, we'll see. Seattle and San Francisco could be a good game next week as well. I agree with you. It all depends today, though, on if Carolina is very capable. Carolina's already beat the Rams at home. So I think there is a chance for Seattle to lose today. Let's see what happens in all the NFL action, and then we'll go from there. Looking forward as well to Chicago and San Francisco, of course, this week also in a battle of playoff teams. If you would have told me that Chicago was going to win the NFC North all season, I would have said, no, 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 no. It's pretty incredible to see the Chicago Bears are division champions. That was not on my bingo card this year, ladies and gentlemen. Was not on my bingo card whatsoever. Not one bit was that on my bingo card. interesting to note there's going to be some, meaningful and watchable football next week. So I am looking forward to that. I think all of us are. But there'll be about 3 or 4 meaningful games next week, it looks like, based on what happens today. Pats get an early touchdown, 7-0. If back in September you told me that Chicago was going to win the division, I don't think anybody would have committed to that, honestly, to tell you the truth. Because Green Bay and Detroit are good teams too, Field goal is good by the Cleveland Browns early. Browns strike first, 3-0 Cleveland over the Steelers. All of the team from the Ravens are watching that game today, obviously. They need the Browns to win. If somehow the Browns beat the Steelers today, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know, right? That would be an incredible victory. That would be an incredible victory by the Browns today. But again, we always talk about it. These division road games are tough. We talked last week. Will Cincinnati put up 50 points against the Arizona Cardinals today? I think it's possible. Bengals are just one of those teams, again, they just play every week. They haven't been alive for the playoffs in multiple weeks. But with 5 wins and 10 losses, they could easily have 9 wins or 10 wins right now. Pretty incredible team for a 5-win team. They'll be, again, one on my list of one of the disappointments of the year. Obviously, Joe Burrow had some injuries this year, but Bengals are going to get on the board early with a touchdown against Arizona. Speaking of that, touchdown, Ja'Marr Chase for the Bengals, 6-0 early. Yeah, I think that Rodgers. How many sacks does Rodgers have this year? There's been a bunch. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I think Myles Garrett will probably get that today. If not, probably next week, I'd imagine, against the Bengals. So there'll be some opportunities next week against the Bengals, if not this week against the Steelers. But I agree with you 100%. Bengals should just coast today against the Cardinals. I'd be surprised if they did not coast against the Cardinals today. Ja'Marr Chase on the board early, 7-0. Carolina and Seattle, again, the game that we're all watching today early on. Can the Carolina Panthers upset another playoff team? And it is possible, I think. I think it's absolutely possible today. I think this is going to be a down-to-the-wire game. I think it'll be very close, and we shall see what happens on that front. Tom, is Philip Rivers still playing today, even though there are no playoff implications? I have no idea. And then Tampa and Miami. I mean, Tampa's lost 6 of their last 7. Miami, nothing to play for but pride at this point. If Tampa can't win today and the Carolina wins, that's it. I mean, again, Tampa, the only win that Tampa's had in the last 7 games is 3 points against those Arizona Cardinals, which, again, Cincinnati's already up 7-0 on. So let's put some score updates in here because we're moving along quickly today. Chris Shannick, C1 review covering Las Vegas and the World NFL Live reaction, Week 17. Amazingly, we only have one more week of this, but then we're going to be here for the playoffs, obviously. I think we're going to do some of the college football playoff games, maybe too. We shall see. I think that's possible also. So we're going to do this to the end of the football season, obviously. And we'll be having some fun, maybe some college basketball, probably. We shall see. We'll look forward to doing those kinds of things also here. But NFL Live, nothing better than a playoff implications, Week 17 here. Tampa Bay's in the red zone against Miami at the 25-yard line. Baker Mayfield in the backfield, close to the first down marker. It's going to be about 3rd and 1. Game's down in Miami. Again, this is it for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you can't win today, there is no hope for your playoff positions if Carolina is able to win today. If not, then we do it next week. 3rd and 30 for Seattle. Not going to get there. Going to gain some yards, but not going to get there. Not going to get there. So they're going to punt. So good defense by the Seattle. Good defense by the Seattle. By the Carolina defense against Seattle there. $3-0 Colts, by the way, already. See what the Steelers can do here on 3rd and 3. Carolina, I mean, the Cleveland Browns are playing good defense so far. 3-0 Cleveland over Pittsburgh. If Cleveland wins today, it'll be because of that division road thing, but it's because, again, it's just hard to close the door and shut the door, but they're going to leave that door open for the Ravens in Week 18 if they lose today. Incomplete pass by Baker Mayfield. 3rd and 4 coming up. Jaguars are at about approximately midfield. Again, playoff seeding is on the line today for the Jacksonville Jaguars on the road against the Indianapolis Colts. 3-0 Colts already. Jaguars are at approximately the 44-yard line. Touchdown Tampa Bay on a 3rd and 4 there. That is Chris Godwin Jr. from Baker Mayfield. Make it 6-0 Tampa Bay over Miami. Yeah, I'd say if they lose to Baltimore, they would want Tomlin probably to finally be gone. Again, to leave that door open for Baltimore in Week 18 would be pretty incredible. The Packers obviously were dealing with their own injuries yesterday. So Malik Willis was on the field. Lamar Jackson wasn't on the field yesterday. But if you end up having a Week 18 game at Pittsburgh where Baltimore has a chance if they win to win that division, I mean, yeah, it's a difference. Again, I think all those playoff teams, the Chargers, the Texans, and the Bills would rather, if they had the opportunity, they would rather play Pittsburgh and not Baltimore in the first round there. So that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Jaguars try to do some trickery there with a couple of reverse plays, and they fumble the football. That was just kind of a bad decision there. Colts get the ball back, turnover by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Again, Colts are playing for nothing today. A couple weeks ago, the Colts had 8 wins and 2 losses, and we thought they were on their way. They were on their way. Yeah, we got the Texans situation still, obviously. There's seedings, there's divisions, there's all kinds of stuff going on. Wow, look at that pass. 42-yard pass for the Browns. Is this really going to happen today? Are the Browns really going to run it up on the Pittsburgh Steelers? It'd be pretty incredible if that ended up happening today. Happy Sunday, family, to you too. Happy holidays. Jimmy, thank you for coming in today. Really appreciate your support. Always nice seeing you. 7-0 New England over the Jets so far. Watching NFL live reaction from Las Vegas. Week 17, of course, we'll be doing the evening show again, as always, tonight at 9 p.m., doing our weekend review. And then we're on our way to the final week of the NFL season and all that good stuff. Carolina 3rd and 5 here at their own 25. This will be his blowout game today, and then everybody will be talking about how he deserves to be the Browns' starting quarterback next year. Something we're not really talking about much today. The Titans 3 and 12, the Saints 5 and 10, 3-0 Tennessee early against the Saints. Those two teams are ready to get to the offseason, but you know that Patriots looking good early against the Jets. It is 7-0 Patriots early. Jets have 3 wins this year. Jets are not an incapable foe, but they've got to play some defense if they're going to hang with the Patriots today and make that a competitive game. Browns are doing well early against the Steelers. 1st and 10 inside the Steelers 30, already up 3-0. I think the Browns would love to play spoilers today. Obviously, big rivals in that division in the AFC North. But again, if the Browns are able to find a way today to beat the Steelers somehow, then we have a meaningful Week 18 AFC North game. And my prediction about the Ravens winning the division could still come to fruition. So we'll see about that. 1st and 10 inside the 20, inside the red zone for the Patriots here. Does New England clinch the division if they win today, Tom, or are there still tiebreaker possibilities for Week 18? What's the story on that? Trish C1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. NFL live reaction from Las Vegas, the most exciting city in the world. Take a look at there, and we've got an incomplete pass by Drake May there, quarterback May for New England. Let's watch this play here for the Browns, and then I'll make a comment. Oh! Touchdown Browns. Touchdown Browns. Touchdown Browns. Harold Fannin Jr. with the catch and the touchdown there. Browns are looking really good early against the Steelers here. Maybe I should have taken back my comment about the Steelers starting hot and ending cold, because it's looking good early here in the first quarter. We got a lot of football to play. It is the Cleveland Browns, but I couldn't ask for a better start if I were the Cleveland Browns today. 9-0 against the Steelers, pending the extra point coming up. I could not have asked for a better start. Okay, so Las Vegas, entertainment capital of the world. So what happens on New Year's Eve in Las Vegas? Well, we'll start with the fireworks. Let me look at this. I reported on, I made a post earlier this week on C1 interview on this. So let's read this correctly so I give it to you correctly. 1 minute. Let me go find that. All right. So fireworks on the Las Vegas Strip, of course. Usual time, midnight, Las Vegas, New Year's Eve. 9 resorts are reported to launch fireworks at the same time, including Caesars Palace, the Venetian Las Vegas, the Strat Hotel Casino and Tower, Treasure Island Resorts World, Art Resort and Casino, Planet Hollywood, Las Vegas Resort and Casino, MGM Grand, and of course Fontainebleau. So 9 resorts on New Year's Eve at midnight will be launching fireworks again this year. And so touchdown Miami Dolphins right here. So there'll be 9 resorts launching fireworks on New Year's Eve in Las Vegas. Now, also, besides the Strip, where you can see the fireworks. There will also be fireworks in downtown Las Vegas at the Plaza Hotel and Casino. So if you're down on Fremont Street, you can see fireworks from there as well. So the fireworks shows in Las Vegas on New Year's Eve, the Las Vegas Strip, 9 resorts, and then downtown Las Vegas for the Plaza. Touchdown Miami Dolphins again. Miami comes back. What a great stripe by the new Dolphins quarterback on the field that they're looking at the next couple of weeks. That's a touchdown pass. Nice stripe there. It's going to be 7-7 here with the pending extra point. Tampa Bay just has not played very good football. And again, if Tampa Bay somehow still ends up making the playoffs by winning the NFC South, give me any team. I'll pick the other team on the other side against Tampa Bay, whoever that is, in the wild card round, because they're not winning a playoff game. It's just not happening. Sure was wide open. Carolina sacking the quarterback in the backfield here. Carolina came to play today. Yeah, they can. There's just no way. I agree with you. Carolina playing great defense today so far against Seattle. No score in the first quarter. They are playing some decent defense. Again, I expect this will be a close game throughout. If Seattle's able to blow the doors off of Carolina today, that would be really impressive to me. Philip Rivers is playing today, by the way, Tom, just for the record. He is getting his 3rd start. Fun stuff, irrespective. You know you're going back to retirement anyways after these 4 games, so what's the difference either way, right? So, but yeah, Colts are the team that just, the minute that the Daniel Jones train ended, so did their season. It's amazing. You go from 8-2 to basically being out of the playoffs, which is so crazy. But that's how fast things change here. You never know how these things go. We're only in the first quarter right now. Scores around the NFL. Let's just open it up over here. I'm going to look at some things. I'm going to pull up some stuff. Just give me a minute. All right, first quarter, 10-0 Browns over the Steelers, 3-0 Titans over the Saints, 7-7 Buccaneers Dolphins, 7-0 Bengals over the Cardinals, 14-0 Patriots over the Jets, 3-0 Colts over the Jaguars, 0-0 Seahawks and Panthers. Games we're looking forward to later today: Eagles, Bills, Raiders, Giants. Looking forward to the 4 o'clock window, that's for sure today. Should be an interesting one. Niners, that should be an absolutely good one. Should be an absolute good one today. So interesting how few games we've got left for the rest of the week, but should be fun. And then, of course, the Rams and the Falcons, Monday Night Football. I don't think so. If I were the Titans, the Saints, the Jets, The Bengals or Cardinals, I wouldn't want to win today. But again, coaches are playing for jobs and players are playing for contracts and jobs. So, there are motivations. There are bonus motivations. There was an interesting article on ESPN yesterday about how, depending on yards, receptions, and goals, there are bonus incentives for all these different players. And we're talking six-figure bonuses. So, there are motivations, even though these teams are out of the playoffs. Some of these players do have motivation. Seattle's attempting a field goal. That kick is up and good. 3-0 Seattle over Carolina. 3 minutes and 23 seconds left in the first quarter. It's interesting to see what happens here on this 4th-and-1 attempt for the Bengals and the Cardinals. End of the first quarter, 7-0 Cincinnati over Arizona. Interception, unfortunately, by the Jets. Looks like the Patriots may run away with this one today, unfortunately. Trish NXT One Review covering Las Vegas and the world. Happy holidays to everybody from Las Vegas, the most exciting city in the world. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're doing NFL Week 17. Main man Tom is here. We'll be talking some New Year's Eve Las Vegas stuff all day. We've already talked about the fireworks. We'll talk about some other things as well. Double coverage, no? Titans are motivated, I think, after beating the Chiefs last week. They look motivated today. So interesting seeing Phillip Rivers out there. They're inside the red zone here. First down for the Colts. Jonathan Taylor with a nice run there. Did you make the finals of any of your fantasy leagues, Tom? Gonna put it on pause for a second while I look something up. That wouldn't be a bad call. I believe Russell is going to definitely retire after this year, so why not give Russell Wilson one of the last couple of games with the Giants. I agree with that. Could be quite interesting. Steelers moving the ball a little bit here, down 10-0 to the Browns. Again, playoff implications abound here. Bengals get a touchdown. No surprise there. Again, can the Bengals put 50 up today on Arizona? I think they can get to the 40s at least. 14-0 already. Touchdown Indianapolis. Easily down the middle. Jonathan Taylor with the touchdown. Indianapolis Colts eliminated from the playoffs yesterday, but playing well so far. Again, 9-0. 9-0. Colts over the Jaguars. What's amazing, Tom, is that Russell has a gigantic guaranteed contract still with the Broncos on top of the Giants, which, if you go look at it, is kind of crazy. Most touchdowns in Colts franchise history, 76 now, Jonathan Taylor, just past Edgerrin James, the former, also University of Miami Hurricane. There you go. That regard, Edgerrin James, who had 75 rushing touchdowns in his NFL career. 76 now for Jonathan Taylor. One of the top running backs in the NFL. Seahawks 3, Panthers nothing. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Probably the best game we've got going on right now among potential playoff teams. One's in the playoffs, one is trying to get there. See what Pittsburgh can do here. They're inside the 25 of Cleveland. Rush their 19-yard line now for the Cleveland Browns. If the Steelers lose to the Browns today, yeah, not very good. And opening the door up for the Ravens, who had a tough game against the Packers yesterday, but due to injuries and other advantages, was able to capitalize and keep their playoff hopes alive for another day. We shall see if the Steelers are going to lose a tough divisional road game today on the road. Divisional road games are always tough, but are they really going to lose to the 3-12 Cleveland Browns? We shall see. Browns just seem motivated. The Browns just seem like they've come off the holiday, excited, all the motivation in the world. They're playing well today against the Steelers. 7-7, Miami and Tampa Bay in the second quarter. Miami wins today. Tampa Bay is going to have some problems if Carolina finds a way to win today. That's it for them. They'll be eliminated from the playoffs, and that Week 18 game will not mean anything at Tampa Bay. First quarter's over in Cleveland, 10-0 Cleveland over Pittsburgh. That's where we are right now. $14-0 New England over the Jets still. New England is driving again. All right, let's talk New Year's Eve. Here's some of the acts that will be in Vegas on New Year's Eve this year. The Backstreet Boys will be performing at the Sphere. Bruno Mars will be at Park MGM. Jelly Roll will be at the Cosmopolitan. Jennifer Lopez, beginning of her residency at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. She's doing 2 shows. Kings of Leon are going to be at the Venetian Theater. John Fogerty will be at Planet Hollywood. And then some of your main DJs, Steve Aoki at Hakkasan MGM Grand, Tiesto at Omni at Caesars Palace. DJ Pauly D will be at the Marquee nightclub at the Cosmopolitan. Fremont Street Experience, acts this year. Flow Rider, Bow Wow down there. That's basically what we're looking at. R&B Soulful Nights, Virgin Hotels Las Vegas will feature Tank, Keith Sweat, and past C1 interview guest Maya will be over there at Virgin Hotels Las Vegas. So those are some of the entertainment acts for this week. Also, Wayne Newton, Mr. Las Vegas, will have a performance on New Year's Eve as well in Las Vegas. So those are some of your entertainment acts for New Year's Eve in Las Vegas. So we got that going on. Well, remember they've got the Dolby Live Theater there, Tom. That's where Lady Gaga performs is also, and, it's one of the main reasons that people actually go there are for the concerts because as and also Park MGM is the one smoking-free resort in Las Vegas also, on the Las Vegas Strip also. And they've got some fun different attractions there as well. But the main reason I think people go there are for obviously the concert residencies of Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars and the such. So, and of course, it's adjacent to the T-Mobile Arena where the Las Vegas Golden Knights play as well. Looks like a field goal attempt's going to be coming up for the Steelers. Field goal is good by the Pittsburgh Steelers. 3-0, 10-3, Cleveland over Pittsburgh. It is pouring snow at the Dog Pound. And I always say this for these teams with a couple of wins, if you're in the under 5-win club and you're out in cold weather with snow coming down, you are an NFL diehard because, yeah, you are a diehard. That's all I have to say. Absolute diehard. If you're out there in the snow cheering on your team who's got no chance to make the playoffs, you're a real fan. That's what I have to say about that. Cardinals are going to get potentially on the board here. And they do. They're going to review that, obviously. But I think he got in the end zone. Touchdown, Michael Wilson for the Arizona Cardinals from Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett still playing in the NFL after all these years. Former University of Florida Gators quarterback and the such. Also, I believe, Boston College. Incredible feet work by the Arizona Cardinals. He may have stepped out at the 3 or 4 yard line there. I'm not sure. They'll have to review that sideline play. But if not, that touchdown is going to hold up. I look for a lot of points today in the Bengals and the Cardinals, but I expect that we're going to see a Cincinnati victory today. I think he stayed in. And it is extra points coming up for the Arizona Cardinals. 3rd and 7 for the Patriots here. They're going to get a touchdown. 21-0. It's going to be New England 20-0 after that catch. Ramondre Stevenson with the catch for the New England Patriots. 20-0. Jets did not plan well for this one. My opinion, they did not plan well. Kick is up and good. 21-0 New England over the Jets. See what Miami can do here. 7-7 second quarter against Tampa Bay. They're at midfield. Miami looking pretty good right now. They're in field goal range almost. Miami is looking like a competitive opponent for Tampa Bay. Does not look like it's going to be easy today for the Bucks. And Miami's going to get on the border inside the 10-yard line here. 7-7 Miami. First and goal is coming up for the Dolphins. Miami didn't look like they were carrying it all last week against the Bengals, playing very well against the Bucks right now. 7-7. Have a chance to at least get 3 points here and take the lead. Miami has to play New England next week to finish off the NFL season. But we've seen the Dolphins in the past, play the Patriots in meaningless games good week 18. So we'll see. Maybe Buffalo has some hope next week. Miami's playing with some poise today. Inside the 5-yard line for Miami. Well, I think you will beat Philly today. I think Philly is a very inconsistent team this year. I don't expect them to win the NFC. The Chiefs are not going to win the AFC because they can't make the playoffs. I think we'll have two brand new teams in the Super Bowl this year. So I do look forward to that. I like new matchups. I absolutely like new matchups. So that will be exciting for sure. Christian NXT One Review covering Las Vegas and the world. NFL week 17 live reaction from Las Vegas, entertainment capital. We've already told you about the New Year's Eve fireworks, New Year's Eve acts. We'll talk about some of the other things to do on New Year's Eve in Las Vegas throughout today's live. Of course, we'll also have our recap show tonight here, talk about everything after the 49ers and Bears game, which, by the way, should be a phenomenal game this evening. If you've got nothing else to do tonight in the NFL, you should watch the Bears and you should absolutely watch the 49ers tonight. That will be a phenomenally interesting game to see how good the Bears really are against a big NFC team who they could meet in the playoffs. My prediction tonight, 49ers. Give me the 49ers. Give me the 49ers. Give me the 49ers. My opinion. Give me the 49ers. So let's look up some statistics. Going to put you on pause for a second, or mute for a second. Let me look up some statistics while we're here. And thank you so much to everybody in the room today. Whether you're watching this live or recorded, we appreciate you. Every minute that you watch helps us more than you can ever imagine. It's so greatly appreciated. Touchdown, Tennessee Titans. Quarterback Ward and the such, they're ready to beat the Saints today. 12-0 Titans over the Saints right now. Yeah, here's my response to you in this regard. Again, I just think that Philly is such an inconsistent team. And I think Buffalo's got a much better offense than Philly this year, the way that things have been going anyway. I know you have concerns about the Buffalo defense, but Philly has not played great this year. So my opinion, again, my opinion, going to be a tough one today for Philadelphia. Give me Buffalo today for sure. Looking up the statistics, projected New Year's Eve record should have 340,000 people this year visiting Las Vegas for New Year's Eve. I know a lot of you are coming from California. Safe travels, of course, driving back and forth. 340,000 people here for New Year's Eve. By the way, another thing to do on New Year's Eve in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Bowl between Utah and Nebraska takes place in the early afternoon in Allegiant Stadium, of course. So if you're interested in that, for sure, Las Vegas Bowl, New Year's Eve, great way to start your day, by the way, in Las Vegas before you experience the fireworks or some other nightlife event or live entertainment in the evening. Las Vegas Bowl, Utah versus Nebraska on December 31st. So there you go. You'll have enough time to step outside and see the fireworks at least. You won't miss the fireworks at least. That'll be good. Jets are going to score a touchdown, it looks like here. Could you imagine if the Jets came back and scored 3 in a row? I know it's a lot to hope for, but because you got to hope for the Jets defense. But Jets are moving the football here, 21-0. We know another team the Patriots lost to up 21-0 earlier this year. See if the Jets can capitalize and get a touchdown on the board here. 11 minutes left in the half, 21-0 New England right now. (10-3) Browns over the Steelers. We're keeping an eye on that today because if the Browns are able to somehow beat the Steelers, Week 18 in the AFC North will mean something. Unfortunately, the Jets disappoint us. They settle for a field goal, 21-3, New England over the Jets. Scores around the NFL, 3-0 Seattle over Carolina still, 10-7 Miami over Tampa Bay, 13-0 the Titans over the Saints, 10-7 Indy over Jacksonville. Phillip Rivers, go Phillip Rivers. Meaningless football game, but he's on the field. 10-7, 13-7 Bengals over the Cardinals. Let's put some of those scores in the box here. Again, if Miami wins today and Carolina wins today, Carolina would win the NFC South. Interception by Baker Mayfield. Dolphins have the football here. Again, Buccaneers have not played well. They barely beat the Cardinals like 3 or 4 weeks ago by 3 points. It's the only game they've won in their last 7. The Buccaneers are 7-8 on the year. They do not look very good right now. And let's just see something here on the penalty flag. Penalty on Miami is going to wipe out the interception, unfortunately. That's a shame. Or it was after the play. I think it was probably personal foul after the play, maybe. We'll see. 3-0 Seattle and Carolina. I mean, these are two good playoff teams, but obviously, again, I think that Carolina's got a pretty good defense, and Seattle we know has a great defense. So, but I was expecting a couple of more points in this game, more than that. But Carolina playing good so far. You know, Carolina has beat the Rams already this year. They beat Miami already this year. They beat Dallas. Again, Carolina has beat some good teams this year. It's a shame they lost the Saints twice because they would not be in this situation. They beat the Falcons 30-0 in week 3. Again, very capable team. Very, very capable team. I wonder if Indy wishes that they would have done the Philip Rivers experiment earlier because they are looking like a competitive football team. Obviously, the defense didn't show up last week against the 49ers, but they're just looking like a competitive football team out there against Jacksonville. Again, division rival games, always tough, obviously. We know that, but playing well today. Absolutely playing well today. NXT One Review covering Las Vegas and the world from the most exciting city in the world. We've already told you about New Year's Eve fireworks, New Year's Eve entertainment, and the amount of people coming. We'll continue to update you all throughout the day on some New Year's Eve ideas and thoughts and information from here in the Las Vegas entertainment capital. I hope you had a great Christmas. Again, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, happy holiday seasons, greetings, happy Kwanzaa, happy Boxing Day, and happy whatever you celebrate in the world. Problem with the Jets is they just don't have any defense today, unfortunately. The pass defense for the New York Jets is not great. I have to tell you. If you're the New York Jets, what are you drafting, Tom? Are you drafting someone on defense? What are you doing if you are the New York Jets, in your opinion, in this upcoming draft? Be interesting to see if Carolina will attempt a long field goal attempt here. It'd be about 58 yards, 59 yards. I don't think they're going to. If I'm going to guess, Carolina is probably going to punt the football here. I'd play field position. It's a 3-0 game. Let's see what Carolina ends up doing here against Seattle. They're going to go for it. 4th and 4. Wow. Carolina is going for it on their own 41. They are not going to attempt that 58-yard field goal. Let's see what the Carolina Panthers do here on 4th and 4. Oh, missed it. Just missed it. But there's a penalty flag on the play. Let's see if it's offsides here. Let's see what the penalty marker is. That or defensive holding. Let's see what the penalty marker is here. Going to get offside. Oh, we're going to get a penalty on. We're going to get a penalty on Seattle. The penalties offset. I mean, penalties declined, and so Seattle get the ball back in midfield. It was a risky call by Carolina. I probably would have punted the football. I know you're thinking if I get on the board here, that's good, but now you give Seattle the ball in midfield. I'd rather punch them back, honestly. There's so much time left in the game, and it's only 3-0. Cleveland continuing to move the ball. decently. 10-3 Cleveland over Pittsburgh. 5 minutes left until the half there. Again, if Cleveland is able to beat Pittsburgh today, we have a meaningful Week 18 NFC North game. I agree with that. He's a good coordinator at the very least. A lot of these head coaches, again, they can be good offensive coordinators for sure, or defensive coordinators. Even if they're not head coaches. So all these guys, a lot of them can find other jobs. I agree with you 100% on that. Cleveland first, the mistake of the day, interception. Pittsburgh's going to have the ball deep in Cleveland territory. Surprised at how good Arizona's playing today. It's still only 13-7. They're really getting to the quarterback today. I got to give the Arizona defense some credit. Only 13-7 Cincinnati over Arizona in the second quarter. New England's about to score again here against the Jets. Miami's in the red zone against Tampa Bay. Can the Miami Dolphins find a way to get to a 2-score lead here? Man, if Miami beats Tampa Bay today, Carolina again is going to be just punching themselves in the arm, being like, why couldn't we beat New Orleans once? They could still beat Seattle, sure. Touchdown, New England, 27-3 over the Jets. See what Miami can do here. Miami's inside the 10-yard line. Look at the Miami Dolphins today beating up on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Touchdown Miami, 16-7 Miami, pending the extra point here. If Miami ends up beating Tampa Bay today, it just, again, Tampa Bay, again, just has fallen apart this year. They have just fallen apart. Losing 6 of the last 7, the only one against Arizona in the last 7 games. 16-7 Miami over Arizona. 56-yard field goal attempt by the Saints. 13-3 Tennessee over the Saints right now. Bengals get on the board with a field goal now. It's 16-7 Cincinnati over Arizona. Turnover by the Seahawks, it looks like. Looks like Carolina got the ball. If that's a fumble attempt. I think they have to see how he does next week against New England. If he performs well against New England, he obviously has a chance, I think. I wonder if one day we'll ever get to the point. Let me check something. So the longest NFL field goal to date is 68 yards. I wonder if we'll ever get a 70-yarder. I think it's going to be possible one day, depending on, these kickers just seem to be getting better and better as far as the length goes. I think we're going to get that one day. I think we will get a 70-yard field goal in our lifetime. I absolutely believe that. That counts, obviously. Non-practice. I think Greg Little for the Jaguars is a phenomenal kicker. I think it's absolutely possible. Carolina's in the red zone after that turnover. See if Carolina can at least get 3 points here. I think they can. 3rd and 2 coming up after that turnover. Seattle, Carolina is going to be a low-scoring, close game today, it looks like. See if Carolina can get some points on the board here. Shannick C1 Review covering Las Vegas, the World NFL Week 17 live reaction. Whether you're watching this live or you're watching the recorded version, thank you so much. Every minute you watch helps us more than you know. Talking New Year's Eve plans last hour. We'll talk some more of those in a couple minutes. We're watching NFL. Probably Carolina is going to be attempting a field goal here. 4th down coming up. By the way, credit to the Bengals fans also. Any of these fans of teams that have 3 wins, 4 wins, 5 wins on the NFL season, credit to them. Carolina is going to kick the 35-yard field goal attempt. That kick is up, and it is good. 3-3, Seattle and Carolina, battle of over 500 teams, lots of playoff implications on the line in Carolina. Seattle 3, Carolina 3. We'll put that in the chat, getting near close to halftime. Defensive touchdown by the New Orleans Saints. We don't say that very often. 13-9 now, Titans over the Saints. Got a fumble return for a touchdown there. Defender just stole it from quarterback Ward of the Titans there. 13-9 now. Titans over the Saints. That was pretty incredible. He just took it from him. It's like, thank you. Bye-bye. Saints looking for their 6th win of the NFL season. By the way, because we've been speaking about NFL draft picks and all that stuff, this year's NFL draft, upcoming 2026 NFL draft, will be taking place in the home of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the home of the Steelers. So the dates for the NFL draft this year are April 23rd to the 25th. It'll be a week after WrestleMania 42 takes place here in Las Vegas. For those of you who wanted to know about that. Touchdown, Cincinnati. 22-7 now, Cincinnati over the Bengals. If Burrow could stay healthy, the Bengals could make another Super Bowl run. You know, that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day also. They could win the MVP. They could make another Super Bowl run. Bengals are good enough to win, are good enough against any of these AFC teams this year. They could play with any of these AFC teams. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it on that. They could absolutely compete with any of these playoff teams in the AFC. You know, they gave Buffalo a scare a couple weeks ago. They trounced Miami last week. They beat the Ravens a couple weeks ago. You know, so that's where it is. 10-7, by the way, Indy over Jacksonville. Philip Rivers continuing to hold the lead here. 10 for 17 and 80 yards in the first half. But they are winning 10-7, 52 seconds left in that first half. Pittsburgh is still losing to Cleveland 10-3. Cleveland has played incredible defense this first half, just incredible defense. What can you say about the Cleveland Browns other than they are giving an A+ effort for a 3-win team today in this first half? Again, division road games are always tough. Division opponents are always tough. The game is at Cleveland, but you can't say nothing but good things today about the Cleveland Browns against the Pittsburgh Steelers. At the very least, at the very worst, they're going to be tied at the half. Deion Sanders, of course, is up in the box watching Shadur Sanders play today, his son. You know, yeah, I don't understand why you would have Mike Evans on the sideline on a 3rd and 13. I 100% agree with that. That makes no sense whatsoever. Unless there was an injury reason, I don't get that at all. Christian XC, one review covering Las Vegas and the world. happy holidays, happy New Year's Eve from Las Vegas. Continuing to talk about ideas for New Year's Eve in Las Vegas. We've talked Las Vegas Bowl, obviously, Utah, Nebraska. New Year's Eve entertainment, including Bruno Mars, Jennifer Lopez, Bruno Mars at Park MGM, Jennifer Lopez at Caesars. So many other live entertainment events happening on New Year's Eve. We'll go over the list again. Backstreet Boys are at the Sphere. Blocked field goal by the Miami Dolphins against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the Miami Dolphins are going to go to the half leading 17-7. And then the fireworks again. 9 resorts on the Las Vegas Strip are going to launch fireworks at midnight, New Year's Eve, obviously going to January 1st. And also there's going to be fireworks downtown at the Plaza Hotel and Casino. We will do a full entertainment roundup post. We've already have the firework posts up on c1review.com. You can see them in the chat if you want to go over there and take a look at that. I'll put a link there in a minute. But some of the things to do so far on New Year's Eve. Again, 340,000 people are expected to be in Las Vegas for New Year's Eve this year. Blocked field goal attempt by the Miami Dolphins, so getting back to the NFL action here. Pretty incredible stuff. By the way, main channel, we've got a cool 3-minute video. We visited the Rat Pack is back, the tribute show that celebrates the lives of Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr. that takes place at the Tuscany Suites and Casino. Go check it out. Great 3-minute report on that show. That show celebrated 25 years of performances in Las Vegas. Of course, main channel also Lane Bob's college football playoff prediction show. If you haven't watched that yet, please do. You still got time to watch that. Also, that's also on the main channel. And of course, Luxury Watches 2025 year in review with Archie Luxury YouTube star. Go over and check that out as well. It's a bunch of main content video. Of course, every minute you watch, whether you're watching live and recorded version, we greatly appreciate you. Scores around the NFL. Let's take a look at it as we get close to halftime here. 28-3 New England over the Jets. 13-10 Tennessee over the Saints. Let's put that in the chat. We haven't updated that one yet. Really looks like we're going to get Pittsburgh going to the half here with a lead against the, that's Cleveland going to the half with a lead on Pittsburgh the way that things are looking right now. Pittsburgh's going to get into field goal range after a long offensive play here. Looks like they're going to attempt a field goal before the half. So Pittsburgh is going to get at least maybe 3 points here. Let's see here. Yep, Pittsburgh's going to attempt a field goal. Let's see if Cleveland can block the field goal the way that Miami did here. Chris Boswell, a longtime Pittsburgh Steelers kicker, is going to attempt a 40-yard field goal attempt here. And obviously, Cleveland's going to call a timeout and do a little bit of icing here. Carolina is playing great defense today against Seattle. They are not making it easy for the Seattle Seahawks today. They are just not going to make it easy for them. Looks like it's going to be, again, a very close game. See what the Seahawks can do here on 3rd and 7. Oh, got another fumble attempt. He's going to be short of the marker. I'm guessing that's going to be ruled. It is going to be ruled a catch, but a fumble. 4th down coming up for Seattle here. See what Seattle ends up doing here. And that kick is going to be good. 10-6 Cleveland over Pittsburgh going to the half. I don't know if Seattle even got that one on 4th down there. I think you got to check the measurement there. I think they're going to measure. British NXT One Review covering Las Vegas and the world. Week 17 NFL Live reaction here. Tom's here in the chat. We're talking New Year's Eve ideas, plans, information for Las Vegas. Again, I hope you had a great Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy Boxing Day, happy New Year, and happy whatever you celebrate. Greatly appreciate you making some time over our holiday weekend, for your holiday weekend to be here. We greatly appreciate that. 17 seconds left in the half here. Carolina and Seattle 3-3. Got to give Sam Darnold credit. He went to the Vikings last year. They had a good year. He went over to Seattle. They're a playoff team. Didn't do well at the Jets, but he's looking good in Seattle this year. Great effort on his part. So Seattle did not get the first down. Carolina's got the ball at approximately midfield. Carolina's going to have a couple of chances to maybe get in field goal range here. Great effort today by the Carolina Panthers, again, against Seattle, who's one of the best teams in the NFC. Again, if Tampa Bay loses in the second half and somehow Carolina is able to beat Seattle, they will win the NFC South, and that Week 18 game will be meaningless. New England pouring it on against the Jets. 34-3 now, New England. Hunter Henry with the touchdown. Tight end for the Patriots. Tough first half for the Jets. Just a tough first half for the Jets. New England just pouring it on against the Jets in the first half. See what the Panthers can do. Maybe they could throw one to the end zone here. That'd be kind of fun. That would be fun to see the Seahawks throw one to the end zone here. I mean, the Panthers throw one to the end zone here against the Seahawks. Halftime, Indianapolis 10, Jacksonville 7. That game is in Indianapolis. Philip Rivers, can he win a football game? So let's take a look at something. I want to see something here. Of course, let's just take a look. Of course, the oldest quarterback to win an NFL start is Tom Brady at 45. So if Philip Rivers won today, he'd be 44. So he'd be one of the oldest quarterbacks to win an NFL start if he were to win today against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tennessee Titans are in the red zone here. They're going to get a touchdown. Elik Ayamanar with the touchdown, 19-10, Tennessee over the Saints. Kick is up, and it's good. 20-10, Tennessee over the Saints now. Okay, we got 3 seconds left in the Panthers and the Seahawks here before the half. Let's take a look and see. Let's see what Bryce Young is able to do here. Can he get hauled up all the way to the end zone? It would be about 49 yards from the line of scrimmage. It's not. He's just going to chuck it down and he's going to throw an incomplete pass. I don't know what they were doing there. Halftime, Carolina 3, Seattle 3. Panthers win, Buccaneers lose. Panthers win the NFC South. Big storyline here today in NFL Week 17. Happy holidays, everybody, again. Put that in the chat, halftime. All right, time for the C1 interview in Las Vegas halftime report. Later today, of course, Buffalo plays Philadelphia. Again, my opinions on Buffalo and Philadelphia are Philadelphia is just not having a great year, and they're very inconsistent. Buffalo, while, again, Tom in the chat has issues as a Bills fan with their defense, I think Buffalo, again, can find a way to win today against Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia is just so inconsistent. So give me the Bills. I think the Raiders do find a way to get their third win of the NFL season today. Battle for the first pick in the NFL draft against the Giants today. I do think, though, the Raiders will find a way to win today, in my opinion. 20-13 is my prediction since Thursday. I'll stick to that. 49ers and Bears. Again, I think 49ers win, but let's see how good the Bears are. I think this will be a game to show how good are the Bears really playing against San Francisco tonight on Sunday Night Football. We're going to see how good the Chicago Bears really are this week against the 49ers. So let's take a watch for that and see. Because if San Francisco blows out the Bears, that won't be very good. I'm interested to see who the Bears may end up facing in that wild card round as well. Could be Green Bay, right? Could be any of these NFC West teams. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing that. And then tomorrow, Rams, Falcons. Falcons have been playing a little bit better the last couple of weeks. They've won 2. Can the Rams, if the Rams should blow out the door on the Falcons, the Rams need to blow out the door on the Falcons. There's a lot of playoff implications there. We shall see what happens with that. Last Monday Night Football game of the year, of course. Halftime, Pittsburgh losing to Cleveland 10-6. If Pittsburgh loses to Cleveland today in this second half, Baltimore, Pittsburgh for the AFC North, Week 18 next week. Game is at Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh's got a lot on the line today. Pittsburgh wins, they win the division. A lot on the line today for Pittsburgh and Baltimore. That's that. New Year's Eve in Las Vegas. Aside from the nightclubs, which we've talked about, the live entertainment, which we've talked about, the fireworks, which we've talked about, the 340,000 people are going to come here to Las Vegas for New Year's Eve. Also, there's the options of just going to dinner. with your significant other or friends, going out, watching the fireworks, maybe somewhere at a restaurant, balcony view, something like that. There's also that. And you can also just stand outside your house. There are going to be fireworks all over the Las Vegas Valley, aside from the Strip and aside from downtown Las Vegas and the Fremont Street. Let's take a look. So also this year, interesting enough, the Palms is also going to launch some fireworks as well. So I believe Green Bay will have nothing to play for in Week 18, based on that information. Scores at the half: Seattle, Carolina 3-3, Cleveland 10, Pittsburgh 6, 17-7 Miami over Tampa Bay, 10-7 Indy over Jacksonville, 35-3 New England over the Jets right now. Listen, Green Bay is just kind of limping into the playoffs, right? I expected more from this Green Bay team. About 4 or 5 weeks ago, I thought they were one of the 3 best in the NFC, but I'm not sure anymore. I think it's Seattle, obviously. I think it's Seattle. I think it's the Rams, and I think it's San Francisco or Chicago. I mean, we get to figure out, I think, who the 3rd best is today, in the NFC. With that being said, it's just the NFC West is so loaded, right? So a lot's going to be figured out by this evening with our NFL review show at 9 p.m. Las Vegas time. A lot's going to be figured out by then. A lot is going to be figured out by then. So for sure, a lot will be figured out by then. And then we'll have an idea going into Week 18. But there's going to be some meaningful Week 18 NFL games, that's for sure. Other scores: Cincinnati 23, Arizona 7 at the half. Kudos to the Miami Dolphins again, 17-7, beating the Buccaneers at the half. Tampa Bay loses today. Carolina wins. Carolina wins the NFC South. Jacksonville and Indianapolis are the first game in the to kick off. Cleveland is kicking off to Pittsburgh to start the second half here. So again, some of the other New Year's Eve acts coming to Las Vegas. Backstreet Boys will be at the Sphere. Jennifer Lopez at Caesars. Bruno Mars at Park MGM, Jelly Roll at Cosmopolitan. R&B celebration for artist Tank at Virgin Hotels Las Vegas with special guest Grammy winner Maya. Lady Marmalade singer will be there. Past C, one of you guests as well. Virgin Hotels Las Vegas. The Palms is going to launch fireworks for the first time ever, along with Caesars and Fontainebleau and Planet Hollywood, and Aria, among other resorts. Venetian, of course, too. So a lot of fun things to do on New Year's Eve this year here in Las Vegas, for sure. Jacksonville, Indianapolis, second half. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, second half. We're going to go take a 1-minute break before we get back into the middle of these third quarters here. Tampa Bay's got the ball against Miami to start the second half. They better get it together. Be right back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're back off of our halftime break. 3-3 Carolina, and Seattle's about to start the second half. I have to tell you something in this regard. Seattle, Carolina, I mean, Carolina, this is, since the Super Bowl when Carolina was playing Denver against Peyton Manning. This is one of the most important second halves. Dave Canales should be in consideration for NFC Coach of the Year. I still believe that. He has done a great job with this Carolina Panthers team that nobody expected to do anything this year. And they're a couple of minutes away from potentially being in the playoffs. If Carolina is able to win today against Seattle somehow, again, the Carolina Panthers have beat the Rams at Carolina this year. If the Carolina Panthers beat Seattle today somehow and Tampa Bay loses to Miami, Dave Canales deserves NFC Coach of the Year considerations. He deserves it. I know the Bears coach has done a great job too, but Carolina, 3 wins. Bryce Young, get rid of him. He's a bust. Year 3, he's having a great year. He's having a great year. And this is why you need to have patience sometimes with these, these franchise NFL quarterbacks, in my opinion. You have to have patience. You have to have patience. I think everybody was ready to write off Bryce Young, but he has made December football meaningful, late December football meaningful in Carolina. That's hard to do, obviously. 23-7, Bengals over the Cardinals. Bengals about to get another touchdown. Will the Bengals get close to 50 points today? I think it's possible, for sure. We'll see. $10-7 in the third quarter, Indianapolis and Jacksonville. Christian XCY interview covering Las Vegas and the world from the most exciting city, the entertainment capital of the world. Week 17 NFL Live reaction here. Thank you for joining us. 10-7, Indy over Jacksonville. Playoff implications for Jacksonville seeding their end division. Cleveland 10, Pittsburgh 6. If the Browns are able to beat the Steelers today, Week 18, Sunday Night Football, maybe Pittsburgh and Baltimore. If not, at least playoff implications, winner to be the AFC North. See if the Browns have been playing a very spirited game today. They have played pretty good except for one defensive turnover by Shedeur Sanders in the first half. If the Browns are able to find a way to win today, Steelers, Ravens, AFC North, Week 18, which again I predicted that there would be a meaningful that the Ravens would win the AFC North, and I could still have a chance on that if the Browns are able to win today. Touchdown, Carolina. Or pick 6, interception, excuse me. It's going to be an interception for Carolina. Great defensive play there. Yeah, I don't understand why you would have Jonathan Taylor on the sideline on 3rd and 4. I do agree with that. Be right back, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we review all the NFL plays for sure. Got to give Cleveland credit today, though. Down 10, beating Pittsburgh 10-6 in the third. Browns lost to the Titans a couple of weeks ago. Browns are actually looking quite decent today. I will give the Browns credit where credit is due. They actually look quite decent today against the Steelers. They've been playing with spirit again. 9 minutes left in the third. They're finding ways to get first downs. Sanders Jr. is rating the field a little bit better this week, it feels like, too, against his Steeler defense. Again, if I'm the Browns, I want to take my time on these drives. I don't want to be rushing. I don't want to have any reason to rush whatsoever. So that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it on that front. There's no reason to rush. Take your time, move through the motions, try to get first downs. You got 3 wins. And if I'm Cleveland, I want to shorten the game. I don't want to give Pittsburgh more offensive opportunities. So they seem to be relying a lot on the run game in Cleveland. Carolina is going to get the ball on a touchback. So it is 3-3 still Seattle and Carolina. We'll put that in the chat. Do the Cleveland Browns actually have a fast tempo offense? Please inform me. I'm not so sure about that. No touchdown, but Seattle ball indeed. Inside the 20-yard line here. Give it right back. Panthers give it right back to the Seahawks. No good on that front. See if Carolina, and they are going to get them in the backfield there. Carolina holding Seattle there in the backfield. Second down coming up from about the 25-yard line. 3-3 here in the third. Still 17-17 Miami and Tampa Bay in the third. Miami playing very spirited ball today after getting blown out by the Bengals last week. Buccaneers are running out of time on their NFL season. If the Carolina Panthers are able to beat Seattle today, it's over for them. New Orleans has made it a 3-point game down in Nashville. The Tennessee Titans are now beating the Saints 20-17. Put that in the chat. First and goal for Seattle against Carolina here. Jacksonville finally moving the ball a little bit against Indianapolis. See if Jacksonville's finally woken up a little bit here. First and goal for Seattle. Seattle is going to be about the 3 or 4 yard line here. And Jacksonville is going to get a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence with a rushing touchdown there. Jacksonville takes the lead against Indianapolis 13-10. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left there in the third quarter. Jacksonville playing for division and seeding purposes in the AFC today. Colts playing for nothing but pride, but 44-year-old Phillip Rivers on the field for the Colts. Colts have been playing a competitive game. Got a third and goal coming up for the Panthers at the 3 yard line. Got a touchdown on the board. Seattle will convert a rushing touchdown on third down there. Zach Charbonnet with the touchdown for Seattle. 9-3 Seattle now over Carolina. So Trevor Lawrence has 2 rushing touchdowns on the day for Jacksonville. Tampa Bay first and goal against Miami here, 17-7 in the third. Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. Happy holidays to everybody. We've been talking New Year's Eve fireworks, shows, live entertainment, all that good stuff. 340,000 people are coming to Las Vegas for New Year's Eve. Thank you all for joining us, whether you're watching in the live or the recorded version. We appreciate your support. Dolphins defense is playing good enough today. The Browns and the Dolphins, 2 teams who weren't expected to probably win today, are playing very well and winning right now. Dolphins last week looked like a team nowhere after the Bengals, but playing well today. Playing very well today. See what the Dolphins can do here on third and goal against the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield fumbles the football. Nothing happens. And they tackle him behind the line of scrimmage. So Tampa Bay is probably going to attempt another field goal here. It looks like. Tough day to be a New York Jets fan. That's what I can say about that. Tough day to be a New York Jets fan. 42-3 now. Patriots over the Jets. Tough day to be a New York Jets fan. 10-6 Browns over the Steelers. Getting to the end of the third quarter. Titans 23, Saints 17. Dolphins 17, Buccaneers 10. Cincinnati 30, Arizona 7. The Bengals may get to that 50 points today. They still have time. Patriots 42, Jets 3. Jaguars 14 over 10 over the Colts. 10-3, Seattle and Carolina. Carolina is currently at midfield for anyone wanting to know. Bryce Young just got intercepted. Seattle looking to get another score. Field goal attempt by the Titans is good. 23-17. Again, Tennessee over New Orleans in the third quarter. Both these teams going to be top 10 draft picks most likely. Take a look at something here when we're looking at some statistics. Let's just go over and see something here. We're going in the fourth quarter, if you can believe it. Steelers still have the ball in Cleveland territory, but it's 10-6. Browns over Steelers. Who saw that coming today? Browns have played great on defense. Statistics in that game, if you can believe it. Shedeur Sanders, 14 of 19, one touchdown. Gordon Rodgers today, if you can believe it, is 14 of 23 for 105 yards. Not very good. Jerry Jeudy leading the Cleveland Browns and all wide receivers today with 54 receiving yards. He's like the one. He's the one good wide receiver, I believe, on Cleveland. Let's look at some other stats today. Right now, update on Philip Rivers because we've been following that. 12 of 22 for 102 yards. Trevor Lawrence 16 of 23 for 191 yards. Also interesting enough today, let's go back. Seattle gets a touchdown. They're up now 17-3, making some distance between Carolina. Looking like we're going to be, no matter what happens, we are on our way to an NFC South, Carolina, Tampa Bay, Week 18 game that's going to matter for the division. Seattle 17, Carolina 3. Seattle defense impressing today against Carolina, playing well. I think that we're going to get the Cincinnati dropping 50 on Arizona. Cincinnati's about to score another touchdown to make it 37-7, and we're still in the third quarter there. Yeah, Tom, it's getting ugly. We pretty much figured that this was going to happen today. I think the most obvious thing of the Week 17 games is that Cincinnati would blow the doors off of Arizona. It looked good for a quarter and a half, but looks like Arizona's just, ready for the offseason to happen. So 30-7, Cincinnati over the Cardinals, about to be 37-7 most likely. Chase Brown with the touchdown for the Bengals, 36-7 now, as we said. Cincinnati over Arizona. The extra point is pending here. Indianapolis is in the red zone against the Jaguars with 6 minutes left in the third. See if Philip Rivers and company can get one more touchdown going here. Rivers with a touchdown pass. Wasn't the easiest one ever, but Mo Alie-Cox with the touchdown. 16-14 now. Indianapolis over Jacksonville. 5 minutes and 56 seconds left here in the third. Got to be fun to be able to still do that after not doing that for 4 years. Retired, you come off the bench, off free agency, and there you go. Not a bad catch. Kick is up and good. 17-14 Indianapolis over Jacksonville. We'll put that in the chat. Browns are going to sack Aaron Rodgers in the backfield. And they're going to miss the field goal attempt. They missed the field goal attempt, and the Browns have played great defense. Look at the Browns today, 10-6 beating the Steelers. Not even close on that one. Can the Browns find a way to get a touchdown on the board or at least get 3 here? Pretty incredible stuff by the Cleveland Browns. Scores around the NFL, 10-6. The Dolphins are up on the Buccaneers 17-10 going to the fourth. The Dolphins are at the Tampa Bay 17-yard line. Looks like they're going to get some points. Carolina has to get a touchdown to make it a one-score game against Seattle. It's 17-3 right now. I mean, that wasn't even close. Was that even a shank? It felt like he didn't even get his air under the one. Chris Boswell, usually a reliable field goal kicker, again for the Pittsburgh Steelers, was kind of surprised about that effort. So to recap, New Year's Eve in Las Vegas, Backstreet Boys at the Sphere, Jennifer Lopez at Caesars, Bruno Mars at Park MGM, Jelly Roll at Cosmopolitan, Wayne Newton will be at Flamingo, Mr. Las Vegas. Downtown, Flo Rida and Bow Wow will be performing on the Fremont Street Experience for New Year's Eve. That'll be the New Year's Eve concert show. Fireworks, both Fremont Street and, of course, at the Plaza. And, of course, multiple Las Vegas resorts. The Palms is also going to have fireworks this year as well for the first time ever on New Year's Eve. That'll be a quite interesting thing. 340,000 people expected to be in the entertainment capital of the world. And of course, Las Vegas Bowl, New Year's Eve afternoon, Utah and Nebraska. Carolina can get a touchdown here. They can make the fourth quarter interesting for sure. Gonna have to review that catch. They're going to review that catch by Carolina there to see if that was a first down at midfield. Seattle, I believe, is challenging that. That may not have been a catch. You know, when we look back on this NFL season, as we always talk about the what could have beens, again, my what could have beens are the following. Cincinnati, Minnesota, who's finishing the year well, Dallas, and Miami. It's Miami, Cincinnati, Dallas. Miami, Cincinnati, and Dallas are my what could have beens for the year. What could have been missed opportunities for all these teams, for sure. Missed opportunities. Miami kicking a field goal against Tampa Bay here. Kick is up and good. 20-10. Miami over Tampa Bay in the fourth quarter. Let's put that in the chat. A 57-yard field goal by New Orleans. 23-20, Tennessee over New Orleans. Scores around the NFL, 10-6 Cleveland over Pittsburgh. Cleveland is at midfield. 23-20, Tennessee over the Saints. We just talked about that. 42-3, New England over the Jets. 37-7, Cincinnati over Arizona. 20-10, Miami over Tampa Bay. 17-14, third quarter, Indianapolis over Jacksonville. That's where we are right now. Later today, of course, we got 2 games at 4 o'clock. Our hometown team, Las Vegas Raiders, are looking for their 3rd win of the NFL season, a battle of who wants to win the first draft pick in the NFL. They're taking on the New York Giants here at Allegiant Stadium, home of the Las Vegas Raiders. Again, my prediction for the game, Las Vegas 20, the Giants 13. We'll see. I think the Raiders find a way to get off the schneid today and get a victory. Also, Buffalo, Philadelphia, playoff implications abound. Should be a very exciting one. Shedeur Sanders with another interception. Held onto the ball too long there. Again, you cannot hold on to the ball for that long. You just cannot hold on to the ball for that long. Pittsburgh defender takes advantage of that. 10-6 right now. Cleveland nursing a lead over Pittsburgh. Don't want to be throwing balls up like that in the 4th quarter. Sure is. Sure is the 4th quarter hour, that's for sure. Even though a bunch of these games are still in the 3rd quarter. Jacksonville moving the ball a little bit against Indianapolis here. They're in field goal range. Carolina's got to get a touchdown. If Carolina wants to do anything here, they got to get a touchdown. Carolina moving it down the field. First down, but they do need a touchdown. As we talked about, Carolina absolutely needs a touchdown. See if Cleveland's defense can give Pittsburgh. Christian XC1 interview covering Las Vegas and the world. NFL Live reaction, Week 17. We shall see if Cleveland can give Pittsburgh some hold here. Maybe hold them to another field goal attempt. We'll see. 17-17, Jacksonville and Indianapolis going to the 4th quarter. Another boink in the New England, the Jets game. That's the only thing that hasn't gone right for the New England Patriots today. A missed kick off the sidebar there, 42-3 still. New England over the Jets. What's amazing is that Tampa Bay could end up losing today again and still be alive for the playoffs in Week 18. 17-3 Seattle over Carolina going to the 4th quarter. Penalty flag on the field in Cleveland. Looks like Pittsburgh's going to have a false start penalty here. They are. It's going to be 3rd and 6 now for Pittsburgh at midfield against the Browns. Fourth and 6 coming up for the Browns and the Steelers, and the Steelers are going to punt. Baltimore Ravens are on the edge of their seats here watching this one. They are going to be cheering if somehow the Browns end up winning this game, because their Week 18 game is going to mean something. And they had the biggest uphill climb. Even with the Packers having all their injuries, they still had to go win at Green Bay yesterday, which they did. A lot of injuries in that game, but Baltimore found a way to keep their season alive at least for another day. If the Browns are able to hold on here with 9 minutes and 44 seconds, Deion Sanders watching his son, obviously from the big boxes up there in the sky boxes. If Cleveland's able to win today, Baltimore Ravens have got to be they're the winner of the week. They had the best week of the week of Week 17 if that ends up happening. So we'll see. 17-17, Indianapolis and Jacksonville going to the fourth quarter here. Christian NXT One Review covering Las Vegas and the world. Happy holidays to everybody. Hope you had a great Christmas. If you had a happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy Boxing Day, and happy New Year and season's greetings. From us at C1 Review here in Las Vegas, the most exciting city in the world, we're doing NFL Live Week 17 reaction here. Carolina's inside the 15-yard line. 1st and 10. Carolina's able to get a touchdown here. They'll get somewhere, potentially, here in the fourth quarter. They'll keep it interesting, at least. Going in the fourth quarter, 17-17, Jacksonville and Indy. Put that in the chat. Tennessee and the Saints still have a whole entire quarter left as well. They just started the fourth, 23-20, Tennessee over New Orleans. Kind of a fun game there against two teams just playing for pride, for sure. Carolina's going to get a touchdown, Bryce Young with a rushing touchdown to make it 17-9. This game is not over yet in Carolina. Bryce Young with the touchdown. 17-9 now, Seattle over Carolina. 13 minutes and 41 seconds left there. We still got we got a long way to go in these, but a lot of interesting action here on the NFL field. Again, go over to the main channel, check out our latest news report on the Rat Pack. Is back, a 25-year plus production in Las Vegas that takes place at the Tuscany. We also have luxury watcher interview with Archie Luxury from Australia. And of course, also check out our college football predictions for round 2. Obviously, those are in a couple of days, but go check them out with Lane Fobbs. A lot of things to watch on the main channel. Go check all of them out. Thank you so much for logging in. Support, whether you're watching this live or in a recorded version, your support is appreciated from here in Las Vegas. Seattle, if they could get 3 points, I'd be happy if I were Seattle. Doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of points in that game today. It's a very defensive battle, so that's what I'd be looking at. New York Jets are going to get on the board here, it looks like. And the Jets are going to score a rushing touchdown against the Patriots. Breece Hall with the run. 42-10 now, New England over the Jets. Breece Hall, though, great performer. If you've got Breece in your flex on your weekly fantasy roster, and he was the last guy you put in the lineup, you're happy with that run and touchdown, that's for sure. $37-7 Cincinnati and Arizona. What a crazy game that is for the Bengals. Bengals just rolling through Arizona today. Arizona, one of the worst teams in the NFL, obviously. But just crazy days on that part by Cincinnati and Arizona. 20-10 Miami, Tampa Bay. Miami is holding onto the football, getting first downs, and milking the clock. Tampa Bay not looking good today. Miami looking like they're on the way to victory, playing very well right now against Tampa Bay. 20-10, 10 minutes left there. Miami, I want to run the ball, throw short passes, and milk the clock. That's what I want to do if I'm Miami right now. There's no reason to do anything special here. You know, the shorter I make this game, the better it is for me. Under 10 minutes now left in Miami. Third and 4 for Seattle here. First down for Seattle at midfield. They're going to keep that drive moving along. Let's take a look at an update. Steelers and Browns, there's 7 minutes left there. Pittsburgh has the ball at their own 43-yard line. We shall see if Pittsburgh has a game-winning drive in them, that they're going to need a touchdown, but there's 7 minutes left there. That's what we're looking at right now. Tampa Bay is going to get the ball back at their own 21-yard line with 8 minutes left, but they're down 20-10. Indianapolis still moving the ball along against the Jacksonville Jaguars. However, Jacksonville now has the ball actually at midfield, 17-17 there still. Steelers go for it on 3rd and 4, and they do not get it with 5 minutes left there. This one's going to be over quite quickly here. Wonder if the Steelers are going to go for it, or are they going to punt? Be interesting to see here if the Steelers go for it again. The Steelers can't get anything going on offense today. 3rd and 21 for Seattle here with 10 minutes left. Panthers have got to not commit a penalty here and get off the field. And they're able to do that. There's a flag on the play. If Carolina committed a defensive penalty here, that is going to be incredibly bad. The face mask call, maybe. Yep, looks like it's going to be a face mask call. Carolina, again, does the worst thing they possibly can there, and they bail out Seattle on 3rd and 21. Bad penalty. That is the kind of penalty that you cannot afford to have when you're about to get that team off the field. So 1st down for Seattle. After that face mask penalty, not a great call. Christianic C1 review. A lot of the games are in the 4th quarter. NFL live reaction here from Las Vegas, the most exciting city in the world. We've been talking New Year's Eve in Las Vegas today. 340,000 people are expected to be in Las Vegas for New Year's Eve this week. Wherever you're coming from in the world, we welcome you to the entertainment capital of the world. Whether you're watching this in the live or the recorded version, thank you so much. Every minute you watch helps us more than you know. 1st down and 10 for Seattle, now at the Carolina 45-yard line. Seattle gets a field goal. I think they're good, Tom, as I said to you. I think Seattle's good if they get a field goal here. And the Indianapolis Colts, it looks like, have held the Jacksonville Jaguars on 4th down. Check the marker here. 3rd and 4 now for Seattle at their own 40, at the Carolina 40. And Seattle's going to get a 1st down and move the chains. And Seattle is now in field goal range, which does not help the Carolina Panthers here. Does not help them one bit. First and goal for the Seattle Seahawks. Getting close to it anyway. They're inside the 10-yard line here. Big play here for the Browns. 3rd and 1. They are deep in their own territory. If they can get a first down, they can start making the Steelers use their timeouts. And they're not going to get it. I think it's going to be 4th and inches. Now, here's my question. Are you willing to make the ultimate gamble if you're the Cleveland Browns and go for it on the 4th and inches here? Are you willing to make that ultimate gamble? Touchdown, incomplete. Seattle had a chance, but pass dropped in the end zone. 17-10 still. I'm just wondering, the Browns are not going to go for it. I don't know. Maybe I would have gone for it there. It's only a couple of inches. Maybe you tell your starting quarterback, I know it's deep, but the Browns have 3 wins. The Browns have 3 wins. They have nothing to lose. I would have considered going for it. And you still have all your timeouts, and if Pittsburgh scores quickly, you could still take a drive and win. I don't know. I get the point, but well, we're gonna have a field goal attempt by Seattle, as I told you we would. 20-10, by the way, Miami over Tampa Bay. 7 minutes left there. Baker Mayfield throws an interception inside the 5-yard line. Miami Dolphins, number 1. Miami Dolphins, the greatest football team. That's the fight song, right? Miami Dolphins going to find a way to win today, most likely, against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Told you that game was going to be tough. Seattle's on the field trying to get Carolina offsides here, I imagine. That's what they're doing, obviously. There's no way that Seattle's going for it on 4th and 5 with 5 minutes left. You kick that field goal and you take the 2-possession lead. Anybody with any common sense knows that is what you're doing at that point. That is the common sense approach right there. So 9 minutes left in Indianapolis and Jacksonville. 17-17 still there. Philip Rivers with a touchdown pass today. 44-year-old Philip Rivers coming out of retirement after 4 NFL seasons to come back to the NFL. 17-17, Indianapolis and Jacksonville. Love to see Indy win today just for that reason alone. That'd be fun, but we'll see. Jacksonville, I still think, is one of the best teams in the AFC. They've been playing well over the last couple of weeks, that's for sure. New Year's Eve again, Las Vegas. Let's read the report. Let me go get that again. Field goal attempt coming up by Seattle while we're sitting here. Kick is up and good. 20-10, Seattle over Carolina, 5.5 minutes left. So, unbelievable punt, if you can believe it. Pittsburgh is starting back at their own 20-yard line. So, that was a good punt. That was obviously a good punt. So, good call on your part. And kudos to the Cleveland Browns punter for getting them back that far. That was good field position. All right, 2 minutes and 16 seconds left here between the Browns and the Steelers. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 coming up. Rodgers does not look good today. I'm not sure what's going on, but again, maybe it's just running hot really fast and ending cold to end the year. My discussion over the last 2 months has been my concerns were that the Steelers were going to start hot and end cold with Rodgers. And it looks like we're looking at that scenario. We're a couple plays away from the Steelers and the Ravens having a meaningful Week 18 game. 3rd and 10 here. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left. The Browns are beating the Steelers 10-6. If the Browns hold on, the Ravens get life for another week. Incomplete pass, 4th and 10 coming up. And we're actually going to get that play before the 2-minute warning here. Steelers still have all 3 timeouts left. So I'm wondering if the Steelers are going to punt here because they're at their own 20-yard line. But see, then you lose the 2-minute warning timeout, but you're going to lose it anyway with this play. So it's kind of an interesting scenario what you end up doing here. And they are going to go for it. And the Browns are going to hold. So the Browns are in field goal range now. I don't know. I maybe would have considered punting there in that regard. So looks like we're going to get Ravens and Steelers potentially, but the Browns still need to get a couple of first downs here before this one's over. Still need to get a couple of first downs. So we're far from that being over still. Let's read those again. So for midnight, December 31st, on the Las Vegas Strip, the following resorts will be launching fireworks at midnight on December 31st into the new year here in Las Vegas. They are Caesars Palace, the Venetian, the Strat Hotel, Casino and Tower, Treasure Island, Resorts World, Aria Resort and Casino, Planet Hollywood, Las Vegas Resort and Casino, MGM Grand Hotel and Casino, and Fontainebleau, and the Palms. Add the Palms just west of the Las Vegas Strip. They will also be launching fireworks on New Year's Eve. Most receptions in a season by a tight end, Trey McBride might be the one bright spot for the whole Arizona Cardinals season. He has the most receptions in an NFL season, 117. Congrats to Trey McBride. That is an unbelievable accomplishment, even on that 3-1 Arizona Cardinals team, who today is losing to the Cincinnati Bengals right now in the 4th quarter, 37-7. 4 minutes left. Tampa Bay is losing to Miami 20-10. Miami might have just converted a turnover here. And let's see. I think there might have been a fumble on the play there. And it was. Miami's got the football. Tampa Bay is just playing terrible today, but it's not going to matter. It looks like they are going to have an opportunity to play for the playoffs next week against Carolina for the NFC South, because Carolina's losing today as well. But Tampa Bay has lost 7 of 8 with this one, if you can believe that, on that front. We haven't talked about it much today, but New Orleans and the Saints, exciting game, 26-20 right now. Titans are beating the Saints, 4th quarter. They just got a touchdown. It's 26-20. It's 27-26 right now. New Orleans over the Titans. Saints are looking for their 6th win of the NFL season. All right, let's see what the Browns can do here. Can the Browns get a couple first downs to get the Steelers to use their timeouts here? Obviously, the Browns are going to be running the football here on the Pittsburgh 20-yard line. See what Carolina can do here against Seattle. Carolina's got to hurry. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in that game. I just don't know. I think, the reality of what it comes down to is Tampa Bay's just not playing well. They're just not playing well this year. The only team that they beat in the last 7 is Arizona by 3 points. Browns get a decent run on first down, about 4 or 5 yards. The first time out will be used by Pittsburgh. Got 2 remaining. Right, Cleveland's on the second one now, 2nd and 5. Not going to get anything there in the backfield, so they'll have to use their second timeout. If Cleveland kicks a field goal here, which would put them up 1 score, obviously, which is what you'd want, 7 points, you better just protect that line, and you better not screw up anything there. Dolphins are moving the ball on Tampa Bay, making them use their timeouts here. Miami's going to win today. It's not going to matter, though, because Carolina's going to lose. And by Carolina losing, it just sets up a Week 18 NFC South playoff thing anyway. In Tampa Bay, by the way, also. So for all of Carolina's good efforts this year, it can all go away by losing. They have to beat Tampa Bay twice, basically, to get into the playoffs. 3rd and 6 here. Let's see. If Cleveland could somehow get a first down here, the game is over. If not, then Cleveland's going to opt for the run here, and they're not going to get that first down. And the Steelers are going to use their final timeout. So the Browns are going to kick a field goal. The Browns are going to kick a field goal. Don't botch the snap. Don't do anything crazy, Cleveland. You need these points. Steelers will be on the field, but they will have no timeouts left, and the Browns defense has feasted today, obviously. The fact that they handed off 3 times was not surprising, though. So let's see if Cleveland can add to the lead here with 1 minute and about 40 seconds left, something like that. It's good. 13-6, Cleveland over Pittsburgh. 1 minute and 40 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Aaron Rodgers will have one last chance to send this game to overtime, at least. Touchdown Arizona, 37-14 in the 4th quarter. 20-17, Indianapolis losing to Jacksonville. One last chance for Indy on 4th and 11, incomplete pass. Still 3 minutes left there. Not sure the timeout situation for Indy. Seattle's about to pour it open on Carolina here. setting up a Week 18 NFC South playoff position situation, and Seattle with the touchdown, 26-10, an extra point away from basically putting this on ice. Zach Charbonnet with the touchdown for the Seahawks, 26-10 now, 2:31 left. Carolina is going to go to Week 18 playing to make the playoffs at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, even with all of their troubles or misfortunes, can still make the playoffs if they beat Carolina next week, is what we're setting ourselves up for right now. All right, Pittsburgh is at their own 35-yard line to start. Let's see if the Steelers can find a way to send this to overtime or not. Pittsburgh's at midfield. They're at their own 50-yard line. 1 minute and 30 seconds. Again, the Steelers have no timeouts remaining here. Yes, I believe in Seattle now. Impressive effort today against Carolina. The Rams weren't able to do that. Maybe Seattle really is the best team in the NFC. Again, Seattle and Rams have split 2 games by 3 points or less. Again, I think it's still a coin flip game if we get Seattle and Los Angeles in the finals in the NFC. I still think that's a coin flip game. Because it's a division thing. Pittsburgh's inside the Cleveland 20 with a minute left. They're going to have all the time in the world. Pittsburgh has a chance here, but again, no timeouts remaining, but they'll be able to take all their time. Can the Cleveland Browns defense convert? Can they get a turnover here? Can they sack him? Can they do something here at the end here? Yes, you were ahead of me, and I agree with you on that one. I think the thing for me is that I guess I'm just so impressed by Sam Darnold, right? Pittsburgh here. Inside the 7. I'm just so impressed by Sam Darnold. A bust at the Jets. How many player team? Again, Geno Smith goes to Seattle, has success. Right? Leaves the Jets. Sam Darnold leaves the Jets, has success at Minnesota last year. Now he's having success at Seattle. He looks like a totally different quarterback, right? I mean, if Sam Darnold is able to take the Seahawks to the Super Bowl, that's going to be one of the best stories in a long time. Kudos to Sam Darnold and that Seattle offense. It will be hard to win up there in the playoffs. There's no denying that. I will not disagree with you on that one. Interception almost by Cleveland in the end zone. 3rd and goal here. 24 seconds remaining. 24 seconds remaining. Incomplete pass, 4th and goal coming up. The Steelers have one play, and if I were the Cleveland Browns, I'd probably call timeout here because I'd want to make sure that my defense was ready to go on this 4th and goal. Because if I hold here, this is this is Cleveland Super Bowl right here, and the Cleveland Brown fans also. 4th and goal, 21 seconds left. Can the Cleveland Browns hold on to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers and force a Week 18 AFC North battle? Incomplete pass. And there are no penalty flags on the field. Ladies and gentlemen, we can announce this officially as long as the Browns don't fumble the football on the snap here, kneeing the ball down with 17 seconds left. The Steelers, Week 18 versus the Baltimore Ravens at home for the AFC North. My prediction about the Ravens winning the AFC North could still come to fruition, ladies and gentlemen. That was my original prediction for this division. Incomplete pass. Missed. The Browns are going to upset. Division road games are a tough one. And as I said, as I always say to you again, and I will leave it at this, I said the Rodgers season would start hot and end cold. And if the Ravens win next week, Lamar Jackson better be ready, hopefully, for the Ravens. If he's ready next week, end cold. Browns 13, Steelers 6. The knee down does happen. Shedeur Sanders gets a win as a starting quarterback in the NFL. I know Deion Sanders is happy about that one. So I should have stuck with my original thoughts on that, but just goes to show you. Final score, Cleveland gets their 4th win of the year over Pittsburgh, 13-6. Let's go there and put that in the chat. AFC North, ladies and gentlemen, NFC South, those divisions are going to be up for grabs in Week 18. Tampa Bay getting a late touchdown here, 20-17 against Miami. So it's going to be interesting to see here what the onside kick situation looks like in Tampa Bay and Miami. I don't think they've assigned the Saturday games yet, but that could be one for sure. I don't think they've assigned those Saturday games yet, as you know. But Baltimore, Pittsburgh. Here comes the onside kick for Tampa Bay and Miami. Miami is going to get it. And the Miami Dolphins are going to find a way to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers today. Good for Miami to get their 7th win of the year. They're just going to need the football here to get it over with. It's not going to matter, though, because the Carolina Panthers lost. But still, you don't want to continue to lose games. But next week, you've got 2 teams fighting for the NFC South. Jacksonville and the Colts have 2 minutes left, 20-17 there. Yeah, I knew they hadn't announced anything yet. We'll be able to talk about that this evening, by the way, too, most likely. I don't know if before Sunday Night Football or after Sunday Night Football they'll announce that, but obviously we're going to keep tabs on that, and we'll be looking to see what they announce and if we can talk about that tonight in the NFL Review Show, of course. I think Miami is going to play competitive next week against New England for sure. All those Week 17 games. Remember when they spoiled Tom Brady's last year as the Patriots quarterback and they had to play in the wild card round because Miami won with like 5 wins. So I think Miami's got a great chance to do something next week against New England. Why not? That's the final score, by the way. Let's go over final scores. We've got 4 of them so far. Cleveland 13, Pittsburgh 6, Patriots 42, Jets 10, Miami 20-17 over Tampa Bay. We just talked about that. And Cincinnati, as we knew, would blow off the doors today on Arizona 37-14. Cincinnati over Arizona. And Seattle final score over Carolina 20-10. Jacksonville's got a 4th and 1 here. They're trying to end the football game against Indy. We'll see if they actually go for it or if they're actually going to punt the football here. Indy still has 2 timeouts left, by the way, also. Trevor Lawrence doing everything he can to try to get the Colts offense off sides. They are not going to go for it. They're going to punt the football. They are going to absolutely punt the football. This Titans-Saints game seems fun today. 34-26, 2 minutes left. Saints beating the Titans. We'll see after the 2-minute warning if the Titans can get a touchdown here and get a 2-point conversion. 34-34 overtime much? Between the Titans and Saints, we'll be here till the end of it. That's for sure. Still 4th and 1 between Jacksonville and Indy. Let's see if Jacksonville opts to punt here. Jacksonville is still on the field. The offense is still on the field. And they are absolutely going to go for it after using their last timeout. They're going to attempt again. We'll see if they attempt to get them offside. I'm going to guess they're actually going to run a play here on this one. See if Jacksonville can get this one close to the end here. They do, and they get it. First down for Jacksonville over Indianapolis, and that should be it. Indy will use their second timeout. They have 1 remaining. Jacksonville looks like they're going to hold on. Christianic C1 interview covering Las Vegas and the world. Exciting news here. NFC South, Week 18, Carolina versus Tampa Bay. Winner goes to the playoffs. Week 18, AFC North, Baltimore versus Pittsburgh. Winner goes to the playoffs. Cleveland helps Baltimore keep their season alive. Who would have thought that after last week, being 2 games out with 2 to play? Cleveland defeats Pittsburgh today 13-6. Baltimore yesterday won over Green Bay. Winner, it's at Pittsburgh. Winner goes to the playoffs next week. Baltimore keeps their season alive for 1 more week. Jacksonville can pretty much run this one out now. 1 minute and 51 seconds left. They'll be about, I don't know, so let's just do the math, like about 20 to 30 seconds if they were to get the ball back. Something like that. Second down coming up for Jacksonville. Obviously, they're going to run the football here. No reason to pass. Ran down there, so now we're going to be like, this game does end if Jacksonville gets a first down here. The Raiders and Giants are 5 minutes away from kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. Can the Raiders get their 3rd win of the NFL season? Can Las Vegas' hometown team? I think so. Again, final prediction one more time. Raiders 20, Giants 13 today. And the Giants get the first pick in the NFL draft. That is my prediction for today's Raiders and Giants game. Jacksonville is not going to get the first down, and they're going to be in the backfield at the 35-yard line. So you got about 21 seconds left here. Let's see what happens. My thoughts, yes, I think Rivers would play next week. There's no reason why he shouldn't, unless he doesn't want to unless he doesn't want to take any hits. Why wouldn't he want to play next week? I don't see why not. One last hurrah for the hell of it. Jacksonville is going to Greg Little is going to kick a field goal here. So Indy will get the ball back. The kick is up. And that's going to be good, barely inside the upright there. That was really risky by Jacksonville. I can't believe Jacksonville did that, honestly, to tell you the truth. That was kind of interesting. 18 seconds left. Now you give Indy a chance at least. That could have been no good. I don't know. Maybe you think about running a play there, but I know then you give the team the ball at midfield. That's a tough choice, but what an interesting call by Jacksonville. 23-17, Jacksonville over Indy, 18 seconds left. Jacksonville is going to get the ball back, though. So we'll see what Indianapolis, let's see if Philip Rivers has got, one last hurrah in him here in these last 18 seconds. Yeah, that was pretty risky. I don't understand. I don't understand that call. That was pretty risky, honestly, to tell you the truth. I mean, I'm like, wow, it's 20-17. I don't know. Maybe I run a play there. I don't know. Probably maybe I'd punt the football there, I mean, why not just punt the football and put them deep in their own territory? I know there's a difference between 3 and 6. I don't know. The field goal attempt is kind of an interesting question mark there again. Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world from the most exciting city in the world. We've been talking about New Year's Eve in Las Vegas all day in between our NFL live reaction coverage. We got a couple seconds left here in the Jaguars and the Colts. We'll be here for that one till the end. And, of course, the Saints and the Titans. Incomplete pass by Indy on first down, 13 seconds left here in the fourth. Jacksonville playing for division and playoff seeding, obviously. Can Philip Rivers find a way to get a last-second miracle touchdown for all of our enjoyment purposes? Doesn't look like it. There's going to be a complete pass there, but that's going to be it. There's a penalty flag on the field. Hang on in that Indianapolis and Jacksonville game. There is a penalty flag on the field, ladies and gentlemen, with 1 second remaining. I don't know if that could be unnecessary roughness, but there's a penalty flag there. That could be. Yep, that's a delay of game penalty on the so Philip Rivers is going to get a chance to hawk it, to shoot it up to the end zone here with one last Hail Mary, which, with the way that Week 17 has gone, why not, right? Looks like they're going to put the backup on the field maybe for this one. Leonard may be the one to chuck this one to the end zone here. So Leonard is going to get a chance to chuck the ball to the end here. I guess they believe he's got a better arm at this point to get it to the end zone. So let's see what ends up happening here. Still 1:07 left in the Titans and the Saints as well. All right, midfield here for the Colts. See what the Colts have got left here against their division rivals. One play. Going to get it up in the end zone. That's going to absolutely end up in the end zone. It's going to be intercepted by the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the Jacksonville Jaguars will end up getting a victory today, a very hard-earned victory today against the Indianapolis Colts. Final score, Jacksonville 23, Indianapolis 17. Hail Mary up there in the end zone. Colts wide receiver just missed that one. It will be an interception, but they did get the Hail Mary to the end zone there. Titans are moving the ball. Last game here in the early set. Can the Titans, with quarterback war down in Nashville, get to the end zone and maybe attempt a 2-point conversion? New Orleans is 5-10 on the year. Tennessee is 3-12. Neither of these teams are making the playoffs, but they played a very good game today. 34-26 right now, New Orleans. Let's see. Almost intercepted. 39 seconds left there. Almost intercepted. Second and 10 for Tennessee here. It's going to chuck it up, incomplete. 3rd and 10 coming up. Too far. Too far there. Giants moving the ball early against the Raiders at the 45-yard line of Las Vegas. No score there, obviously, early. Got a 4th down coming up here for the Titans. Got to come up with something. Pretty impressive day. 333 yards passing for the New Orleans Saints quarterback. 4th and 11 coming up. Let's see. This will be the last effort for the Titans here. They're going to get the 1st down. Tennessee's got to hurry. Last effort for Tennessee. They're going to use their final timeout. 18 seconds left for Tennessee now. No timeouts remaining. 34-26. Raiders come up with a huge defensive stop. 3rd and 24 coming up for the Giants here. Going to be a penalty flag on the Giants. Going to probably make that 3rd and 29. Titans are continuing along here. Let's see. Interception, incomplete. Out of bounds. 8 seconds left. The Titans can get another 10 to 15 yards. I mean, they can probably chuck it down already. But if you get another 10 or 15 yards, it makes it easier to have that Hail Mary pass here at the end. Again, the scenario is there's 8 seconds left. New Orleans is beating Tennessee 34-26. Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the World NFL Live reaction, Week 17. Thank you so much, all, for being here. Whether you're watching this in the live or the recorded, we greatly appreciate your support. All right, let's see. 2nd and 10 for Tennessee. That's it. New Orleans will find a way to get their 6th win of the NFL season. They got one more game next week against Atlanta, 34-26. New Orleans and Tennessee. New Orleans gets to 6 wins and 10 on the year. Tennessee falls to 3-13. So let's do a review of everything that happened today before we move along. And thank you so much for being here. Cincinnati gets their 6th win of the NFL season, defeating the Arizona Cardinals 37-14. Bengals are now 6-10 on the NFL season. Arizona's 3-13. The Cleveland Browns find a way to get their 4th win of the NFL season. They're now 4-12. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers at home 13-6. Steelers are now 9-7 on the year. Next week, AFC North decided week 18. Baltimore goes to Pittsburgh. Baltimore beating Green Bay yesterday sets up a week 18 game. The winner of Pittsburgh and Baltimore week 18, they will win the AFC North. Saints, we just saw, get to 6-10 on the NFL season. They beat the Tennessee Titans 34-26. Saints fall to 3-13 on the year. Jaguars get to 12-4 on the NFL season, keep moving along, improving their playoff resume. They beat the Colts 23-17. The Miami Dolphins find a way to get to 7-9 on the NFL year. Buccaneers fall 7-9 on the NFL year, but they'll still compete for the NFC South next week. 20-17, Miami over Tampa Bay. Patriots get to 13-3 on the NFL season as quarterback May passes for 5 touchdowns. They beat the Jets 42-10. Finally, Seattle beats the Panthers. Seattle Seahawks 13-3 on the NFL season. Very impressive team right now. I have to admit, I'm finally on that bandwagon. They could possibly play for the Super Bowl. They beat the Carolina Panthers Day 27-10. Carolina versus Tampa Bay next week for the NFC South crown at Tampa Bay. Baltimore at Pittsburgh next week for the AFC North crown. Both those teams, the winner of those games will go to the playoffs. Final notes, obviously 0-0, Las Vegas and the Giants currently taking place at Allegiant Stadium here, home of the Las Vegas Raiders. Just a little review of what we talked about today in Las Vegas history for the upcoming upcoming New Year's, not history, but the upcoming Las Vegas New Year's. Again, fireworks, 9 resorts on the Las Vegas Strip, also downtown at the Plaza. The Palms also going to launch fireworks. Entertainers in town for New Year's Eve include Jennifer Lopez at Caesars Palace, Bruno Mars at Park MGM, Joey Roll at the Cosmopolitan. The Backstreet Boys are going to be at the Sphere. Steve Aoki, famous DJ, will be at Hakkasan nightclub at MGM Grand. Wayne Newton will be at the Flamingo Las Vegas Hotel and Casino. Mr. Las Vegas will continue his residency. Those are some of the acts that will be performing on New Year's Eve here in Las Vegas in the entertainment capital of the world. There'll be a celebration at Virgin Hotels Las Vegas for R&B music superstar Tank. Past You Want to Review guest, Grammy winner Maya will be one of the billings at that event. She'll be hosting the event for Tank at Virgin Hotels Las Vegas. So those are some of the things going on this coming weekend. I hope you enjoy. If you're going to be here, there are going to be 340,000 people in Las Vegas for New Year's Eve. Also, one last thing, Las Vegas Bowl, Utah versus Nebraska on New Year's Eve as well. Early game, start your day with football, end it with the fireworks outside in the entertainment capital world. I'm Chris Janik for CY Interview. We'll be back tonight, 9 p.m. Las Vegas time for the review show. Hopefully we'll have the schedules for the final week of the NFL regular season to give you an idea where things are. And we'll go over the rest of the playoff scenarios. San Francisco versus Chicago. Of course, Sunday Night Football. Again, 49ers, but we'll see how good the Bears are tonight. The Seahawks are a great team. Are the Bears as good as the Seahawks? I'm not sold on that yet. But we're going to talk about those things tonight in the recap review show. Go Raiders. Hope you get your 3rd win of the NFL season. I'm Chris Janik for CY Interview. We'll see you later tonight. Guys, go over to the main channel. The college football round 2 playoffs are starting in a couple of days. Go and watch my predictions for the 4 games. Ole Miss, Georgia, Indiana, Alabama, Oregon, Texas Tech, Miami, Ohio State with Lane Fobbs. Go and watch that on the main channel. Also, We did a good report on the Las Vegas show that's been 25 years plus. Rat Pack is back at the Tuscany. Go watch that. And go watch our Luxury Watcher interview with Archie Luxury. All new videos this week on the main channel of C1 Review. I'm Christianic for C1 Review. Thank you so much, as always, for joining us today. We'll see you back here tonight at 9 p.m. on the C1 Review, on the C1 Review channel here on YouTube from Las Vegas, the most exciting city in the world. I'm Christianic. Enjoy the rest of your day, and happy holidays to all of you here from C1 Review. We so greatly appreciate your support. Thank you, as always, for watching again. Whether you're watching this live or you're watching the recorded version, which we've seen a lot more of, by the way. We had our biggest NFL Live on Christmas Day. Please keep watching these. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you so very much. We will see you. We will see you later tonight, 9 p.m. Las Vegas time. You can also watch that, of course, recorded on your Monday morning. Have a good week. If we don't see you tonight, take care.